की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाश्रय गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। गंगा मई यमुना मई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। वृंद देवी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी सुदर्शन चक्रा की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता स्वरूप की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Shri Gauranga. All Guru Shri Jagat Guru Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, please accept my most respectful obeisances. All Guru Shri Shri Prabhupada. Thank you for coming today. And thank you for giving this opportunity to serve all of you and serve Srimad Bhagavatam.
Mataji, can you just speak up a little bit or move closer to the mic? Its volume is just a tiny bit low.
Okay, is it okay, Mataji, now?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll try. Actually, I got fever and cold, but somehow I'm getting better. I hope it will be fine. Okay, so today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, Text 37. Share my screen. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, you can, if you can increase the font size a little bit.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, that should be good.
So we'll start with the prayer. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam diraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevayam bhagavate nuttama shlokin bhaktirvadi nashtake shunvatam swakata krishnaha punyashavana kirtanaha shradyantasto gyabhadrani vidinoti suhritsatam. Hare Krishna. So, Canto 2, Chapter 9, Text 37. Etanmatam samatishta paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimuhyati karhichit. Etanmatam samatishta paramena samadhina Bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimuhyati karhichit. Etanmatam samatishta paramena samadhina Bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimuhyati karhichit. Devotees.
Etanmatam. Okay, go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Etanmatam samatishta paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu न विमुह्यति कर्हिचित्. Hare Krishna.
एतन्मतं समतिष्ठा परमेण समाधिना भवान् कल्पविकल्पेषु न विमुह्यति कर्हिचित्.
Hare Krishna. Etan matan samatistha paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu nabhimuhyati karhichit. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Etanmatan samadhishta paramena samadhina bhavan kalpa vikalpeshu na vimuhyati karichit. Hare Krishna.
Can go to synonyms. Etat, this, matam, the conclusion, samatishta, remain fixed, paramena, by the supreme, samadhina, concentration of the mind, bhavan, yourself, kalpa, intermediate devastation, vikalpeshu, in the final devastation, na vimuhyati, will never bewilder, karhichit, anything like complacence. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvindesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: O Brahma, just follow this conclusion by fixed concentration of mind, and no pride will disturb you, neither in the partial nor in the final devastation. Purport: as in the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter, the personality of Godhead Lord Krishna has summarized the whole text in 4 verses, namely Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, etc. So the complete Srimad Bhagavatam has also been summarized in 4 verses as Aham Evasam Evagre, etc. Thus, the secret purpose of the most important Bhagavad-gita conclusion has been explained by the original speaker of the Srimad Bhagavatam, who was also the original speaker of Bhagavad Gita, the personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. There are many grammarians and non-devotee material wranglers who have tried to present false interpretation of these 4 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam. But the Lord himself advised Brahmaji not to be deviated from the fixed conclusion the Lord had taught him. The Lord was the teacher of the nucleus of Srimad Bhagavatam in 4 verses, and Brahma was the receiver of the knowledge. Misinterpretation of the word aham by the word jugglery of the impersonalist should not disturb the mind of the strict followers of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the text of the personality of Godhead, and its unalloyed devotees, who are also known as Bhagavatas, and any outsider should have no access to this confidential literature of devotional service. But unfortunately, the impersonalist who has no relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead sometimes tries to interpret Srimad Bhagavatam by his poor fund of knowledge in grammar and dry speculation. Therefore, the Lord warns Brahma, and through Brahma, all future devotees of the Lord in the disciplic succession of Brahma, that one should never be misled by the conclusion of the so-called grammarians or other men with a poor fund of knowledge, but must always fix the mind properly via the parampara system. No one should try to give a new interpretation by the dint of mundane knowledge, and the first step, therefore, in pursuance of the system of knowledge received by Brahma is to approach a bona fide guru who is the representative of the Lord, following the parampara system. No one should try to squeeze out his own meaning by imperfect mundane knowledge. The guru or the bona fide spiritual master is competent to teach the disciple in the right path with reference to the context of all authentic Vedic literature. He does not attempt to juggle words to bewilder the student. The bona fide spiritual master, by his personal activities, teaches the disciple the principles of devotional service. Without personal service, one would go on speculating like the impersonalist and dry speculators life after life, and would be unable to reach the final conclusion. By following the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master in conjunction with the principles of revealed scriptures, the student will rise to the plane of complete knowledge, which will be exhibited by the development of detachment from the world of sense gratification. The mundane wranglers are surprised that one can detach himself from the world of sense gratification, and thus any attempt to be fixed in God realization appears to them to be mysticism. This detachment from the sensory world is called the Brahma Bhuta stage of realization, the preliminary stage of transcendental devotional life, Parabhakti. The Brahma Bhuta stage of life is also known as Atmarama stage, in which one is fully self-satisfied and does not hanker for the world of sense enjoyment. This stage of full satisfaction is the proper situation for understanding the transcendental knowledge of the personality of Godhead. Srimad Bhagavatam 1-20 affirms this. Evam prasanna manaso bhagavad bhakti yogataha bhagavad tattva vijnanam mukta sangasya jayate. Thus, in the completely satisfied stage of life, exhibited by full detachment from the world of sense enjoyment, as a result of performing devotional service, one can understand the signs of God in the liberated stage. In this stage of full satisfaction and detachment from the sensory world, one can know the mystery of the science of God with all its confidential intricacies and not by grammar or academic speculation. Because Brahma qualified himself for such reception, the Lord was pleased to disclose the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam. This direct instruction by the Lord to any devotee who is detached from the world of sense gratification is possible, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Tesam satata yuktanam vajatam pripurvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. Unto the devotees who are constantly engaged in the Lord's transcendental loving service, Preeti Purvakam, the Lord, out of his causeless mercy upon the devotee, gives direct instruction so that the devotee may make accurate progress on the path returning home back to Godhead. One should not, therefore, try to understand these 4 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam by mental speculation. Rather, by direct perception of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is able to know all about his abode, Vaikuntha, as was seen and experienced by Brahmaji. Such Vaikuntha realization is possible by any devotee of the Lord situated in the transcendental position as a result of devotional service. In the Gopala Tapani Upanishad Shruti, it is said, Gopavesho me Purusha Purastat Abhirbhabuva. The Lord appeared before Brahma as a cowboy, that is, as the original personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, Govinda, who is later described by Brahmaji in his Brahma Samhita 5.29. Chintamani Prakarasatma Shukalpa Vriksha Lakshavriteshu Shurabi
Shurabhirakipalayam Lakshmi
Lakshmi
Sahasram
Sasevymanam
Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhaja.
Gopindamami. Brahmaji desires to worship the original personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, who resides in the topmost Vaikuntha planet known as Golaka Vrindavan, where he is in the habit of keeping Surabhi cows as a cowboy, and where he is served by hundreds and thousands of goddess of fortune, the gopis, with love and respect. Therefore, Lord Sri Krishna is the original form of the Supreme Lord, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. This is also clear from this instruction. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Lord Krishna and not directly Narayana or the Purusha avatars, which are subsequent manifestation. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam means consciousness of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the sound representation of the Lord as much as the Bhagavad Gita is. Thus, the conclusion is that Srimad Bhagavatam is the science of the Lord in which the Lord and his abode are perfectly realized. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा माह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघायते यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं चैतन्येश्वरं। Krishna. Translation. O Brahma, just follow this conclusion by fixed concentration of mind, and no pride will disturb you, neither in the partial nor in the final devastation. So, so this is definitely, it's a very long purport, and Srila Prabhupada gave many points. So if time permits, we can try to cover all the points. So now, like what we saw here, the main verses, or like the very important verses, or the essence of the verses, that what we saw as Chatushloki, right, of Bhagavatam. So the last 4 verses, which before this verse, which is described, which is Chatushloki Bhagavatam. So which is basically the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. And similarly, Krishna also gave the essence in Chatushloki in Bhagavad Gita also. There are 4 verses. So here Srila Prabhupada says, so the Lord who spoke the same Bhagavad Gita, it is the same Lord who is speaking here also the same Chatushloki of Bhagavatam, who is Lord Shri Krishna himself. So many people actually tried to misunderstood, especially these 4 Chatushloki verses. And Srila Prabhupada, we always chant the prayers that Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So Srila Prabhupada mainly came to Western world also to destroy the principle of impersonalism, Mayavada philosophy. So that is what here the Mayavadi philosophers, so they try to interpret this Chatushloki Bhagavatam, and they give their own understanding, and basically they make the Lord as impersonal, and they try to give their logic and explanation and whatever that they understand with the word jugglery. So Srila Prabhupada give here very nice words that to describe them, like grammarians and non-devotee material wranglers, so who try to present false interpretation. So here we can see Srila Prabhupada mood, how, because Lord is a person. Like if suppose, like if someone is saying about us that he doesn't exist, so like if we are there, and if someone is saying that this person is not exist, so this person does this, so we feel bad, like I am here, like why you are saying I am not here. So but here, like the Mayavadis are saying that Lord doesn't exist, that Lord doesn't have a form. And whereas Lord have a beautiful form, here the Mayavadis are saying that Lord doesn't have a form. And also they says aham. Aham, they took the word that aham, and they interpret that it is I also Brahma. I am also Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. So this kind of Mayavada philosophy, they try to bring by their own logic and jugglery of words. So, but the Lord here, after giving these 4 verses, so Lord knows everything what will happen. So that's why he is giving the warning before itself, like to Brahma, and also Prabhupada write in the purport that through Brahma he is giving the warning that future disciples of Sri Brahmaji, that is, we are all the follower of Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, so that we should also be very careful in getting these kind of, we should not get disturbed by these kind of jugglery words and carried away by those words. So we should be very clear that whatever Brahmaji gives, that comes through Krishna, so that is what we should accept.
ఎవరికి పట్టేస్తుంది
Sorry, Mataji, if anyone
సారీ
not in mute, please. Yeah. So, so misinterpretation of the word aham is a word jugglery of the impersonalists, should not disturb the mind of the strict followers of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we should not get disturbed. If we want to strictly follow what Srimad Bhagavatam says, then we have to be very careful and not carried away by these jugglery words. So another example also Srila Prabhupada gave from Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna says sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. So Krishna says mam ekam sharanam vraja. It's very clear, there is no interpretation is needed. Mam is I, and ekam, only to me, sharanam, so only to me surrender. But even for this, so people doesn't accept, and they say, they interpret that Krishna is saying to surrender to the soul who is inside Krishna. So basically that they didn't accept Krishna as a supreme Lord, right? So this is how like people make their own understanding and interpretation. And there are many Bhagavad Gita versions is available in India, especially. So we can see that doesn't transform anyone's heart. Before Srila Prabhupada gave this Bhagavad Gita as it is, there was no transformation happening. People were reading Bhagavad Gita. People were saying that I have Bhagavad Gita. But what kind of life transformation they had? No transformation. Why? Because there is no purity. There is no truth. Because the truth have to come from the source, which is without any adulteration. But here, the truth is adulterated. And that's why like people cannot, like even though they study, but they don't understand the real essence of what Krishna is saying. So that's why Srila Prabhupada mentioned the Bhagavad Gita as, he named Bhagavad Gita as Bhagavad Gita as it is, with very bold conviction. Because like everyone else, like when this book released, like everyone got bewildered, like how come he is saying that Bhagavad Gita as it is? That means our Bhagavad Gita is, he is publicly saying that all Bhagavad Gita is wrong. It's not correct, like because everyone is interpreting their own way. So after Srila Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita came, then it started transforming the whole world. It brings the revolutionary. So that itself, it clears that. So if we have a source clear, so then whoever is a follower or the reader, so they will get the real benefit of reading or studying the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. So, and also Prabhupada says that Srimad Bhagavatam is actually a text of the personality of Godhead and his unalloyed devotees, who are also known as Bhagavatas. So Bhagavatam is filled with only Krishna and his devotees. So there is no access, should have no access to this confidential literature of devotional service. Like outside people, if we try to become a devotee, then we can try to understand what is there in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. But as an outsider, like if we don't even accept Krishna as a supreme Lord, then we cannot understand Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, because it is not just literature. It is Krishna himself in the literature form, literature incarnation. So if we open Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, so actually Krishna is speaking to us. And every day, that's how we should study every literature, or Srila Prabhupada books also. When we study, like we should see Srila Prabhupada writes this purport just for me. If we study in that mood, then we will take it how serious, right? So say example, like if we get some letter from Srila Prabhupada, personal letter. So dear So I say some example like Muktidari Mataji, like, dear Muktidari Mataji, please accept my blessings, and something like he's saying, and then your well-wisher Srila Prabhupada. If we get a letter like this, how we store in a very, very secret, like precious way, like we put a lamination and we save it and we took it to our heart and we try to follow very seriously. Why? Because Prabhupada gave to me personally, right? So in that same thing, like we should understand when we read or study Srila Prabhupada books, like Srila Prabhupada purport. So we should understand, and if we study in the mood that Prabhupada is speaking to me, Prabhupada is telling to me. So every word, just try to see that Prabhupada is telling to me, and don't try to speculate. You cannot understand if you speculate, and try to follow the instruction, try to follow the disciplic succession. So Prabhupada is giving instruction to me. If we study in that mood, we will take it seriously. So otherwise, we will take it just for granted that, okay, so this is available for everyone and I just have to study because I have to study. This is a ritual. Like this is a, because my spiritual master said that I have to study. So I'm just trying to study. Of course, that is also good because we are trying to follow the instruction from our spiritual master. But the mood that if we set like this, then we get more. And Srila Prabhupada speaks to us through his purport, and Krishna speaks through us. Srila Prabhupada and Krishna speak to us through these literatures, Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. And this is not speculation again, like it is not, I'm telling just as a speculative realization, but it is actually many devotees shared their personal realization. And even in Mahatma Gandhi also shared that whenever I have some confusion, I'll just open the book and I will get the answer, I will get the solution, right? So similarly, like many times by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, so I also have little realization like this. So whenever I'm confused what to do, what not to do, so when we study Bhagavatam on that day, like I get exact answer what we should do. So this is how, because Krishna is non-different from Bhagavatam. Krishna is non-different from holy name. So if we realize that, we take it seriously. Otherwise, we don't take it seriously, and then it becomes just as a ritual that I have to do. That's why I'm doing it. So, so that's what here Prabhupada says. As an outsider, we don't have access to this confidential literature. So Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter as confidential knowledge. Why confidential knowledge? It is available to everyone. It is openly available. Why Krishna is saying confidential knowledge? Because not everyone can understand the Bhakti Yoga, what is Krishna is teaching in 9th chapter. So the whole section of Bhakti Yoga can be understood only by the devotees. Otherwise, people think that, oh, Krishna is so proud, like he's saying everything is I am. And so these kind of things will come. So that's why unless we become a devotee, we cannot understand, at least not become a, we didn't become a, at least to say like, I'm trying to become a devotee, right? So because recently we are going through Vaishnava Sadachar courses, so I'm learning that Srila Prabhupada give that devotee definition. It's so amazing that a devotee means who is a devotee. So I can just read for everyone so that like then we can think, because we always think that I am a devotee and I am a pure devotee, I'm a senior devotee. So all these things will come. So but just we can introspect. So Srila Prabhupada gave in, this is from Srila Prabhupada letter to Hamsatuta, December 10, 1972. So devotee means he is able to tolerate all kinds of discomfort and whims of the material nature. And because he is too much absorbed in serving Krishna, he takes no time to become angry or take offense with others or find out some fault. No, devotee means very liberal and kind to everyone, always gentlemen under all kinds of conditions of life. So I can share, like, I'm not sure if there is any common group, or otherwise I can share it to Shobharade Mataji. You can share this in the group. This is, after reading this, so we should think, am I a devotee as per this definition? Otherwise, we can say that, okay, we should not get discouraged, but we can say that, yes, I am trying to be a devotee, right? So when we try to become a devotee, also then Lord is so merciful that he gives us access to understand this confidential literature that also comes through the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Otherwise, we can't able to understand. Through our academic knowledge, we cannot understand. So we cannot think that, oh, this is English and I am a expert, like I am in a PhD and I am a philosopher, like I know everything. So if we think like that and then study Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, we cannot understand anything. This is also practically, first time when I joined ISKCON, so that was the first time when I read Bhagavad Gita, I cannot understand anything at all. It is in English. So then later on, like when we read again and again, so then I understand the point what Srila Prabhupada is saying, that we cannot understand if we don't become or try to become a devotee. So that is what here very clearly Prabhupada says, there is no excess, right? And then, so therefore Lord wants Brahma that we should not carried away or misled by the conclusion of so-called grammarians. And fixed our mind properly through the parampara system. So fixed our mind. So here, I was listening to one lecture. So in that very beautifully it says that how we can fix our mind. So it is very practical that when we have some attraction to something, then absorption comes automatically, right? So so I was just thinking, like, one day, like, my son Lokesh, he was just watching some videos, and he have some cut in his leg because of something, so he can't able to walk properly now, like just his some little wound he got. And so I was just calling, and then immediately he forgot what he is doing, like and he get up immediately and he was trying to work, and then he realized that he had wound and he can't able to walk properly. So so then I was just thinking that just by material absorption, just by watching something videos, so they get so much absorbed and we forget about other things, other even bodily discomfort we completely forgot. So then how it will be like if we can just dovetail that absorption to bhakti, dovetail that absorption in studying scriptures, dovetail that absorption in holy name, then how our life will become like, we study that, okay, when we become realized soul, so we never feel any discomfort of our body. But we, when we identify with the bodily identification, then we feel the discomfort, right? So just by this small scene, that I was just introspecting that how just by material absorption itself it is possible, then why not? Like if we have attraction for the holy name, if we have attraction for Vaishnavas, and if we have attraction for studying scriptures, so then definitely we can able to fix our mind. We can able to fix our mind. And when we fix our mind, then we start following. Unless we fix our mind, we can't follow anything, right? So only when we fix our mind, then we can start following the instruction. So that is what, so we should start. And of course, Krishna is all attractive, and there is no one that we have to bring the love and attraction in someone. No, it is there in everyone. Like it is not even just to India, like in even Westerners, we can see. I was speaking to one Western lady. She is in Sadhu Sangha. So she was just sharing that how somehow she got attracted to the holy name of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Somehow this was going in her mind, like she doesn't know like where she heard, or but she was so attracted, and then she somehow she get in the YouTube, she was came across, like this is all like not just like that it happens. It is all Krishna's arrangement. Like when we have a sincere heart, and when we really want to progress, and when we have a very simple heart. So basically we should be very simple. So when we are very simple, then Krishna's mercy will flow. What is meant by simple? So simple means not just okay dressing simple. So simple in our heart, no hypocrisy. So acting outside in a one way and inside in a different way. So that is not a simple heart. So simple heart means like outside and inside should be same. So when we are in simple heart, then definitely we will receive the mercy. So that's what we can see. So this lady, she was sharing that I was just attracted and was chanting for so many years that mantra. And then somehow I got connected to through YouTube, like she got connected to Shila Param Pujya His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and she started listening, and then she started chanting, and then she's telling like I was doing more than 16 rounds, I cannot even stop chanting. She was sharing just 2 days back. I was talking also. She was telling that I cannot even stop. I was having so much attraction to chant more, more, more. That is the pure attraction and pure love. In Prema Bhakti, we feel the same. So that means it's not that, okay, so everyone until come to the Prema Bhakti only we can realize, but when we start taking the step or take the endeavor, then Krishna will definitely give a glimpse, right? So that the glimpse what Mataji got. So Krishna gave how Narada Muni the glimpse of his darshan, and then he disappeared. And then he said like, you will not get my darshan in this life, but next life you will get. So then he become an Narada Muni, right? So in this way, like Krishna also give in our life a glimpse of the joy that we experience in the spiritual world. And that is what we have to catch and try to achieve that joy and happiness again and again. So, so that's what here it is mainly said that when we have attraction, we have to develop that attraction. So we have it, but we have to reveal that attraction. How we can reveal that attraction? It is in dormant stage. So how we can bring that attraction? By associating with those devotees who have already attraction. Right? So all the sadhus are definitely having the attraction for the holy name. In Vrindavan, so if we go and speak to any sadhus, so if we ask any question, I'm struggling with this anartha, that bad habits, like what should we do? Everything answer is holy name. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the only solution for everything. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gadiranyata. There is no other option other than the holy name. So when we chant the holy name, that purity, when we chant more and more, so and also it is mentioned, I heard from His Holiness, His Grace Radheshyam Prabhu, that he was telling that actual our japa starts after 16th round. After 16th round only our actual japa starts. So basically he says until 16th round, so we are doing our regular promised rounds. But if we chant more than that, that becomes the prem nam. So because we are chanting by love to chant more, so our actual japa starts more than if we chant 16 rounds more than 16. So definitely we should try our best whenever it is possible, if not every day. It's actually practical, we can do it, but it is all even I am also struggling to try to do that. And so some days we can able to make it, some days not possible. So but whenever we get chance, whenever we have some time, do not waste the time and chant the holy name. So this will come automatically when we have attraction. And when we have attraction, then our mind will be absorbed in the holy name. When our mind is absorbed in the holy name, and then we can clearly understand what Krishna is. Krishna wants us to do. That is the instruction. we can able to follow the instruction very clearly. So this is how we can able to follow anything. So by the attraction, and we can fix our mind. So, and then also Prabhupada says that no one should try to squeeze out his own meaning by imperfect mundane knowledge. Like we should not try to bring our own understanding that, you know, I think maybe Prabhupada is saying like that. So no, Prabhupada said, you can just read and repeat my words. So that's what I'm also trying to do. So we just have to repeat his words. Then it is pure. If we try to add more content or more philosophical reason, so that becomes adulterated. So we should not do that. Like because of our mundane knowledge, we should not think that I can add more, or Prabhupada is not giving the highest philosophy. Maybe I can give more highest philosophy of Radha, Krishna, Leelas and all those things. So we should not do all those things. So we should perfectly follow the Guru Parampara system. If you are not following the Guru Parampara system, so then it will bewilder the student and also it will bewilder the speaker also. And the bona fide spiritual master, by his personal activities, teaches the disciple the principles of devotional service. Prabhupada says very important. Listen carefully, please. Without personal service, one would go on speculating like the impersonalist and dry speculators life after life and would be unable to reach the final conclusion. So if we don't do any service, and okay, so I was just remembering this quote from His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu. Recently I was reading. So it is mentioned that there are 4 service which make us pride very easily. One is Kirtan, whoever is leading the Kirtan, and whoever is speaking, so giving Krishna Katha, and whoever is doing Arati, deity worship, and one more. Okay, so I didn't remember. So, but there are 4 things Prabhu mentioned, that these 4 services which directly brings the pride in the person if we are not in the right attitude. So that's why it is very careful when we do this service. Like we should clearly understand that this is coming from Guru. We are not the real speaker. It is actually coming from the Guru. Otherwise, we become pride. So that's what here the main point why I'm trying to connect here is, so without personal service, so if we are just speaking, say example like I do only speaking Krishna Katha, I will do Krishna Katha, but don't ask me to do any other service. I am not able to do any other service. Okay, so we cannot say that, okay, I will do Kirtan service, I will do DT service, I will do speaking service, I am doing many service, but it is still not enough. So because unless we do menial service, we cannot understand what Krishna is saying. We cannot get the real essence, what Krishna wants us to do. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also mentioned, Trinat api sunichena, Tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtane sadahari. So unless we come to that humble attitude and do menial service, and that menial service also should not be done for the pride. Like this is our fallen condition, doing service itself to purify us, but sometimes like even doing menial service also we get pride. By showing like, oh, you know, I'm washing the vessels, like so much I'm doing. And so this is very pitiful condition of ourselves, that even doing that menial services we get pride. So that's why it is very, very important that we should keep our association very sincere, so that like whoever we are associating, we carry that mood and attitude. So if we associate with a person who is pride and puffed up, so then we will also do the same thing. So that's why we should keep our association that they are also trying to be sincere. Even don't have to be a pure Vaishnava or pure devotee. Still, if they are also trying their best to become sincere, so then we should associate with those kind of people. So those kind of devotees. So that is our only hope. So without doing personal service in the association of like-minded devotees, we cannot understand anything. And Prabhupada says, go on speculating life after life. You can study, memorize all the verses, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, back-to-back book. We can do everything, but we cannot understand anything what Krishna is trying to say. We can give our own understanding, but we cannot understand the real essence. So that's why we should try to perform devotional service as much as possible. And in a menial service is also very important that we should perform the menial service, like without even knowing other devotees. Like we should try to do some service which actually purifies, cleans our heart. So, and then as a result, one can understand the signs of God in the liberated stage. Like when we perform service like that, then Krishna says, Tadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. So I give that knowledge, what they have to know and how they have to come back to me. I give that knowledge. And we just have to follow our disciplic succession. So Brahmaji is telling how the spiritual world looks like, how Krishna looks like, so how the Vaikuntha, Chintamani Prakarasatma Sukalpa Vriksho. So all the spiritual world is filled with Chintamani. So, and then Surabhi cows are there. And there is a Kalpa Vriksha tree is there. And thousands of Lakshmi is serving the Supreme Lord. And to that Govinda, I am offering obeisances. So that means, so this is how the spiritual world, so he is giving the vision of the spiritual world. So we should understand through that vision. So that's why it is always mentioned that we cannot understand any scriptures or any dham by seeing. We can't understand by seeing, but we can understand by hearing. So we have to hear from the devotees that how that place is glorious. Otherwise, we just see that dust and everywhere, like there is a trash, and that's how we see that. Then we don't understand how this it becomes a holy dham, right? So that's why we should just accept what Krishna is saying and what Brahmaji is saying and what our Guru Parampara is saying. If we just accept directly that, then we can able to follow that, and also we can able to perfect our life. So very clearly it is mentioned in Bhagavatam, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead. No other Purusha avatars or even Narayan or they are just the manifestation, but they are not the supreme. The supreme is Krishna. Of course, they are also Krishna's manifestation, but the supreme is Krishna. Because many people misunderstood that Krishna is the avatar of Vishnu. It's a misunderstanding. That's why Bhagavatam says this words, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. It is Krishna is the one who is a supreme, and from him all other incarnation comes. So we just have to accept that. And also Bhagavatam is a sound representation of the Lord. When we study, it purifies our heart, and when it purifies, so then we can understand the science which is given in Bhagavatam, and we can able to perfect our life. So I hope I could able to do some justice for this verse. And so one point, I'll just end with this. So there is a tapa we discussed before. So the tapa for us is japa. So if we take that endeavor, and that is our first service. So sometimes like people don't even think that chanting is a service, because they think that, oh, I will do all the services and then later on I will see if I can able to chant, or like I will skip today. So that we should not do. So because our main austerity or tapa is for this Kali Yuga is japa. If we are not doing japa, and if we are doing any service in the name of service, but we are not doing service, we are increasing our false ego by doing that. Because the japa is the one which actually gives us the right mood to do the service in the right attitude. If we don't do it, then we can clearly see that people will fight with each other while doing service. Like, what is going on? It is because the quality of the chanting is not there, and or if they don't do the chanting, it is not advisable. So that's what in many temples also they do, like specifically the cooking service for the deity. So unless we don't chant our rounds, prescribed rounds, so we are not allowed to do any service. So we should try our best at least to do, not at least fully, if like worst case, like very worst case, if we can't able to do at least some rounds, like we should try to make it the maximum number of rounds we can able to make it, and then we should do. Otherwise, like our service will actually bring false ego within us. So that's what pride, here Prabhupada mentioned, the pride will not disturb if we just follow this instructions carefully. So thank you so much. I'll end here. Please correct me if anything I said something wrong, and please bless me so whatever I said I can follow. Thank you so much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any questions? Comments? Prabhuji. Okay. If no questions or comments, so then we can end. Vancha kalpatarupesha.
Thank you so much, Mataji. It was so nice, like how you explained.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very nice class. You made a very important point that chanting should be done first before doing any service. Then the pride will not affect you. It was found very, very important. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Class was very good. And one point I really like the menial services, which everyone should do, because sometimes, we give classes and all those things, doing artis, but the pride automatically, hiding, it comes in, and we think, we are big devotees, and that is subtle, very subtle in everyone's heart, so how to avoid that, by menial service, this is first time I heard, but very important point, and one should follow that, so thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much to all by
Hare
senior
Krishna Mataji.
devotees.
I like the point like you made, like when we read the book, so we have to understand that Prabhupada is speaking to me. I like that point, really nice. And Mataji, you said like when we do devotional service, like we get pride. So is it last one, like you said 3, and then what is the last one is like, I think maybe for the cooking service?
Not cooking. I can try to find out and send Mataji. Like,
Okay.
yeah, there are 4 things. Yeah, if I get, I can forward to you, and you
Okay.
can forward in the group if you have.
Mataji, please forward that thing, what you said about the devotee, what you read
The
some.
definition of
Yes.
Sure.
The anger and all those things, how the definition of the devotee, that's very important. So please send it to me.
Sure, bro. Thank you.
Hare
So much.
Krishna.
I will definitely do. Thank you.
Send it to all of us. Thank you
Sure.
very much, Shyamalaji.
And our
Sure.
topo is like Jopa is like, I also heard that like for the first time. That was nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry, Mataji.
Shyamalaji, I have a question. Somebody was telling that if we cannot sit and do the japa for 16 rounds concentrating, can we do 3 times? Separate few at one time, like that. Is that okay?
Yeah, it is depends on the situation and individual respective, because because of their health issue they can't able to sit. So in that case it is okay, Mataji. So we can split and do. But best if we see it is in the morning in the Brahma Muhurta in one set. That is the best. in one set if we can do. If it is not possible because of our health issue, then just maybe what we can do is we can try to get up and just walk for 5-10 minutes, and then we can sit and try to do that. Like that is also another option. But if time is not permitting to do everything together, so then we can split. So there is always a best and better and okay. So
That's good. Thank you.
thank
There are a
you.
lot of points in this. We have to keep concentrating on this. And Prabhupada's books and everything, it was amazing. Like he says as it is. The other day we were reading Ramayana, okay? That, how they were fighting, that Hanuman and everybody. Each and every Hanuman he was explaining. How he fought and what this thing, Ayudas he took, and how he did. And that specific things, small things, he was explaining in that. So that's why it took a lot of time for him. All the time he was writing. So I was thinking that see, okay, but sometimes what we say, oh, there was a war, they did it, that's all. But not like that. Each and every small things he explained in the Ramayana. That was really amazing. Prabhupada, hats up to Prabhupada. And nobody can do like that. That's why all the books are as it is. That's it. So really, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, dear devotees. So we can stop here. Pancha kalpatarubhisha kripa
Vasindha Devasha Patitanam
Patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrindi ki jai.
Ki
Jagat
Jai.
Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Samveta Gaura Bhakta Vrindi ki jai.
Jai. Thank you very much, Mataji. Mataji, when you are sending that, send to all of us also.
Yeah, so maybe what I can do, I can send it to you, Vindhyavali Mataji. Then you can forward it to the group if you have. I'm there in only
Or you
ISKCON
can send it to Sovarada.
Garland group. I'm there, but I can send it to you, and then you can forward to the group.
Yeah, send it to Sovarada. She will send it to
Yeah, sure,
everybody.
Radhe Mataji.
She has the list of the thing. Okay?
Sure, sure.
I will ask her.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Take care of your health.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
you.
Hare Krishna.